And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Heads up, the flu vaccine isn't as effective as we would hope it would be. The Centers for Disease Control is essentially saying the vaccine has missed its mark this season by the scientists who created it. Take a look.
And what this research is showing now, it's only 16% effective.
Wow.
16% effective in reducing mild to moderate amounts of this spread of this virus itself.
So what do we think this will cause? Will we see more deaths, more people sick? What?
I think, Isaiah, what we're going to see is more hospitalizations, more folks getting infected, and more folks having to miss work, miss school. I'm already getting messages from my friends and family. You know, they're coming down with some of these symptoms. And so it very closely resembles the COVID virus itself. And so people are very concerned. Do they have COVID? Do they have the flu? And they both affect the respiratory tract, Isaiah. And that's why it's so important to get tested, and so important to wear your mask and maintain all the safety things that we've been talking about in the past.
Now, we've been hearing from medical professionals like yourself, vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. And now we're seeing that the efficacy rate for the flu vaccine is what, 16%? So
that's correct. Yeah.
What happened?
Every year we're about 40, we're generally about 40 to 50% in terms of its effectiveness every year in terms of the influenza. You know, we were very happy with the results that we saw from the vaccinations of COVID, and we still are. And that's probably why we've seen such a large decrease in those numbers. However, every year this virus mutates, the influenza virus mutates, and it changes. And the scientists try to do their best to figure out what strands they will be and come up with a vaccine according to that. However, there are some years that they may not be as effective as they have been in the past, and that is what we're seeing this year.
So what's the next step? Obviously, you said we could see more hospitalizations. Are people still recommended or encouraged to get the flu vaccine?
That's correct, Isaiah. Research is still showing that we're able to reduce the amount of severe illness that the influenza may cause, which may result in hospitalizations and even death. Those are the numbers that we're still seeing improvements on, even though the mild cases that we may not be as effective in reducing, we're seeing those severe cases, especially if you're immunocompromised, you have other comorbidities like blood pressure and diabetes and cholesterol. Those are all things that make you at a higher risk to have severe symptoms and maybe potentially be hospitalized as well. Therefore, it's still indicated and it's still recommended, especially in those folks that are at higher risk.
Now, what is typically the flu season? How much further do we have to worry, or is flu year round? Obviously, we know there's a season, but
yeah, we see seasonal trends, Isaiah, and what we notice is that it really gets worse during the times of spring and sometimes even during summer, and then it kind of ramps back up in the autumn months as well, in the fall time. And so we're seeing this kind of cyclical pattern in this, just like we do with the COVID virus. And so I anticipate on us having some increased cases that we're seeing now, and then it coming down, and then us hopefully next year the scientists are able to come up with those better version of these vaccines, so that way we can tackle this and hopefully not have as much hospitalizations the following year.
But don't be discouraged with the 16%. Still get that vaccine.
That's correct, Isaiah.
All right, Dr. Donnelly Shawley from Arch Point Pain Institute, thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. Not so positive news, but you know you have to tell us the facts when it comes to our health. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us.